Welcome to the Secret Life of Therapists, guys. I'm your host, Dr. Habiba Zaman. I have Tina Lamoni here with me,
Yeah,
my
I'm back.
co-host.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about why we can't get our shit together as moms.
Mhm. Mhm.
Basically.
Yeah.
Um, and how society perpetuates that self-sacrifice
Mhm.
and how we have our entire identity and world wrapped around being a mom that we forget about who we are.
Yeah.
Um,
So having limitations, are they really limitations or are they kind of placed purposefully speed bumps? And how do we really kind of navigate those between not feeling guilty and then still doing that's true to you? How do you keep your true autonomy in that?
There's a
It's
movie
tough.
coming out. Did you see that? Oh, you and I need to go watch it.
Mm. What is it?
Am I going to remember what it's called? Of course not.
Nope.
Of course not, guys,
Mm-mm.
because me and names. Ugh. If I could get over that handicap.
What's it about?
So it's by the creators of Bad Moms, right? Did you ever watch that?
Yes, not that,
Those
but
four women who are like,
yes,
so they go on a.
I watch that series all the
Is it
time.
called a spa trip? It might be girl spa trip, spa trip,
Mm.
maybe. Anyways, so these hilarious women, they all decide. I only watched the trailer,
Mhm.
but they decide they're gonna take themselves on a girls trip, right?
Okay.
And they're all moms, they're entrepreneurs, they're past 40s, right? Perimenopause, like, hey,
All the things.
yeah, where you're not yet, but I'm definitely living in.
Mhm.
And in one point of the trailer, she's like, oh, I miss my kids. And they're like, what? She's like, no, I don't.
No.
But like, I laughed so hard at that because you're not allowed to say shit like that out loud,
Yeah.
right? Like, society looks at you like, what do you mean?
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
remember I said something to when my kids were toddlers, and she had just this childhood friend had just had a child. I went to go see her with
Mhm.
my, my children are really well behaved, but they're I call them all kinds of names,
Mhm.
nutcases, whatever. But that's just out of love. They're actually really well
Yeah.
behaved when they're out and
Great
about.
kids. Mhm.
Um, but they were, they were doing their little thing, and she had her baby, and she was like spoon feeding her baby or something, and I was just like, man, my kids are nuts. They're fucking psycho. Like, I'm so excited to have summer camp start
Mhm.
because they're going to be gone for longer, and then they get to stay engaged and activated, and I don't have to be responsible for that. And she was like, don't say that. Like, don't say what?
Mhm.
Like, don't say that you're excited for your kids to go somewhere else and be farther away from you. And I was like, you
Mhm.
are seriously postpartum right now. I know you need a break.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
you're not sleeping through the night. I know, like, why is it not okay? But
Mhm.
by that point, I had already gotten past that whole, as a mom, I'm not supposed to blame, right? And
Mhm.
I was on the beginning parts of kind of like what we do here with this podcast. Like, we say the things that people are afraid to say because they don't feel like other people feel the same
Mhm.
way.
Mhm.
And I did that in the books that were written, the mommy
Mhm.
books that I wrote
Yes.
in, where it's like, this is what postpartum looks like, guys. This is the ugly truth about postpartum
Mhm.
and postpartum depression. This is the ugly truth of being a mom. This is the ugly truth of um, raising a child with someone who triangulates,
Mhm.
right? Or whatever. So I was trying to be very bold with that because it's not there.
Mhm.
It's not out there.
Mhm.
And the best feedback that I received as an author was, I love that someone said that out loud. Now we have, the train wreck express or whatever, a hot mess express,
Oh yeah.
all kinds of stuff like that now, which I love.
Yeah.
But we're talking what, 2016?
Mhm.
It
Not that long
wasn't,
ago.
yeah, a decade ago.
Yeah.
That was a decade ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that long ago.
I feel old.
It feels
Um,
like it's a while back, but it's not that far back. And I think a lot of that kind of commentary, of course, society wise, but I think also we're still kind of sifting through the generation change.
yes.
And with that, some of those lessons, of course, are still being taught. And some people are holding on to them, and some people are letting them go. But the people that are holding on to them, they're like drilling it. And so,
Mm-hmm.
because social media and the internet is so freaking fast, you just get berated with it because everybody's talking about the same thing. So, like, once you click one video, of course, your algorithms come.
Yeah.
You have 1,000 of the same things.
Yeah.
So all you're hearing is how much of a bad mom you are if you da 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 da.
Well, especially now, I think social media has made it ridiculous
Yeah.
to exist for new moms,
Oh my
which you're about
gosh.
to be times too, because I know with some of my clients, she was like, I feel like I'm never doing enough.
Yes.
Right? I'm not making the baby food from scratch. I'm not boiling my
Mm-hmm.
own vegetables to then grind up and,
Yes.
or not even just the extra shit that you see. They're in their like little prayer, like mine,
Mm-hmm.
little house on the prairie type dresses,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're like mincing up the food, and
Mm-hmm.
this is what the morning looks like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's great for you,
Mm-hmm.
but don't act like that's what's supposed to be the norm for
Right.
everyone.
Because then we have, and my clients as well, of I should be able to do this and this and this. Even for myself, I've definitely been where it's like I should be able to do blah, 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 whatever it is. Like through the postpartum, I should be able to deal with the sadness, still work my full time job, and continue to nurse this kid, and still have
And
time for
love it,
myself. Yeah,
but in love the process.
super love it. Very excited. Even when she bites my nipple and I'm
And it's
crying,
cracked
I'm
and
like,
it's painful.
love that for me. Let's keep going.
Yes.
Yeah, have to be blessed that I can even nurse. Like it's just always this thing of
Right.
you have to be grateful. Like there's this kind of space of you can't do anything except have this space of
But why
gratitude.
can't you say, like, I'm grateful that I have this moment and
Mm-hmm.
this sucks ass?
Yeah, and it's hard. Yeah.
Right? Like, I had
So,
mastitis like nobody's business
oh
within a
gosh.
week, both times. It's chunky and painful, and I have a fever, and then they gave me both times, they gave me antibiotics
Mhm.
because I needed it. But I was like, is it still safe to nurse? They were like, you definitely need to continue nursing.
Mhm.
And I was like, but I'm on antibiotics. And they're
Right.
like, it'll be fine. But if you stop nursing, the baby won't latch on anymore. And it's blah, 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 blah. It might
Mm.
upset the baby's tummy or whatever. No, my kids had such bad heartburn that they gave up milk altogether.
Damn.
They would not drink because the heartburn was so bad and
Mm.
from the medication.
Mhm. Mhm.
And the first time they were like, no, it's not that, it's not that. And then when it happened a second time, after I was like, are you sure? Because last time it was like this and I had a very hard time feeding.
Mhm.
And they were like, no, it's not. There's no studies that show it. And here I have the same shit happen a second time. And I don't think it's the antibiotics. Let me put it
Mhm.
that way. But what you eat impacts the milk that you
Yes.
produce.
Yes.
So the medication was also impacting the milk. The milk was perfectly healthy,
Mhm.
but it did burn their
Yes.
esophagus. It is just what happened for my children. I don't think this
Mhm.
is across the board.
Right.
That also doesn't mean don't take antibiotics.
I mean, that's the standard across the board. I think when some people can take a lead, they would say Tylenol, like different things, different effects, but overall, this same idea is in place of you have to just keep on.
Like I had so much milk frozen.
Mhm.
I could have gone a week, maybe even two,
Oh, nice.
and he would have been fine.
Yeah.
Would have been completely fine,
Mhm.
right? But that pressure of if I don't do this, then I'm not a good mom.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of hearing if I don't do this, I'm not a good mom.
Mhm.
Even now, one's in college, the other one's in high school,
Mhm.
and there's this constant message of you're doing what?
Yeah.
But you're a mom.
Mhm.
Okay, and I'm not a woman then?
Right.
I'm not an individual then?
Yeah.
I'm not a human being then?
No, and that's definitely been the message. I think that's why. Well, aside from like making sure I find like the right partner with children, I never was someone that was like, I'm looking forward to having kids because I thought that by having children meant your life was just done. Because that's literally what I was told
But that is what
verbatim.
we're taught,
It's
right? Like
like,
you're a mom first
yeah.
and foremost,
And damn near only your
and
whole
only.
life, all things that you do needs to be centered around this kid. And my mom was the one that was like, I'm not going to be watching your kid while you go out and party or while you do this and that or while you do this and that. And in the moment, of course, as a young person, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm going to take care of the kid. I would hope I would take care of the kid, not just be like, bye, I'm going to fuck off. But then as I got older, it was like, well, what if I do want to go out there? Is it that bad?
Is a neglect.
Is it really? Am I really neglecting my kid like
Right.
that? And then when I had my first one, I was like, I think I was on the phone with my mom, and my mom's a boomer, and I was going through postpartum, and she was like, I was like, I just need a break. So that's what I said. I just need a break. I just want to be able to just like take a breath. I feel like and as a mom, you're never needed as much as you are needed when you're a mom. And so when you don't even know that level of demand until you become a parent, like, it just becomes like, holy fucking shit.
And nobody talks about it.
No, neither. And it's
or even the constant physical contact.
Oh my, because physical touch is not for me, like Jesus. And so I'm having to even learn that from myself. Like, this is where you can be. And so I'm like on the phone with her, and she's like, well, I mean, you chose to have this kid, so I don't know what you expected.
Like, you don't get to say it's hard for me right now because I chose this life.
Yes.
Like, then I don't get to experience or acknowledge or be vulnerable with myself or other people.
Yeah.
To say that I'm struggling right now because this is what I chose.
But you know where people don't say that? In workspaces or education. If you're going for higher education, or if you're going for the job interview, or just working in general, you don't hear that. I mean, you chose this career, so suck it the fuck up. You don't hear that. Your bosses are talking crazy shit. You're blown out. You're burnt out. Everything is fucking fire. You don't hear them being like, well, you chose that, so I don't know what to tell you. It's a whole lot more empathy. There's a whole lot more comfort in that. It's like, man, that is really unfortunate for you. You know, sometimes you don't know what to say, but it doesn't bring it back to there's this blame to you personally, as in you put yourself in a situation so too fucking bad. But with mothering, it's like, well, too fucking bad, bitch. You're here now. And it's just like, okay.
My kids definitely were.
Oh my God.
When I was on the floor crying over statistics 4.
Yeah.
Qualitative studies.
Yeah.
My son just like stood over me. The other one came and sat next to my head. I know you know which one came and sat next to my head. And I was like, "Do you need food? Do you want some coffee? Like, you are pathetic, and I pity you. What do you need?
What can I help you with?"
While the other one is standing over me and being like,
"This is crazy.
You don't need this degree. You don't need another doctorate. You didn't need that. You chose this path. Why are you rolling on the floor?"
Yeah.
Because I was right here, laid out on the floor. I can't do this.
It's so overwhelming.
And he was just like, you know, he said, I have no empathy for you. You didn't have to do this to yourself. But that's different because teenager.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's not being cruel. He's perplexed.
And I do think even in that sense, and I think that's because for him it's like, you don't have to keep putting yourself through this. Not in the tone of, well, too bad, too sad.
Exactly.
I think it's more of that of, why would you put yourself through the grinder? What are you doing?
Right, which is the nuance I wanted to point out. Because we don't get that. At least he's trying to be like, why are you suffering this hard?
Yeah.
Right? Like, curious. Why are you suffering for something you don't actually need to suffer through?
Yes.
He's like, I'm going to have to go to college and I need to suffer through this because I have none.
Yeah.
You've got all the things you need.
Quite
what are you doing?
Yeah.
Versus, as a mom, it's like, well, what else do you expect?
Yeah.
It's kind of that really harsh shutdown of, what did you think it was going to be?
Yes.
I was told straight to my face, and then everyone's surprised why I don't go for help. Afterwards, where it was like, you don't get a break. Who gets a break?
Yeah.
When did I ever get a break?
Oh my gosh.
Right? And so I was just like, okay, so not only can I not say it, I can't be vulnerable with how much I'm struggling with this, I also then can't come to you for help, understanding, or empathy.
Yeah. And then when I am on the ground or I am in a hospital,
why didn't you ask for help?
Why didn't you call me? I'm right there. You could have called me. And it's just like.
But are you though? When was it ever spoken? When was, or other than the words, when was the message?
Yeah, it was shown.
Relayed?
Yeah.
That no matter what, I got you.
This
right?
Is
Don't
it.
let it get to this point.
Right. And it's like it's a hard thing that I've definitely heard. I still hear that of like, I had to suffer. So, I mean, I don't know what, and I didn't have nothing. I didn't have nobody. And it's basically almost like you have all these things. What the fuck are you upset about? And it's like, what? So the battle within myself being, I can't do this. I wanted this, but I can't do it. And it was just like, whew, it was just like, why did I put myself through this? I can't do it.
Yeah.
Because it's just so, because of that just kind of constant narrative of, you should be able to handle this, you gotta just suck it up, you got this to do, you got bills to do.
I hear from you is shame.
Yes,
When
100%
something's
shame.
wrong with me,
Yes.
I'm not a good mom. I can't cut it as a mother.
Yes.
She deserves better
Yeah.
than I can give.
Yes, it was
Like, that was my
immediately
thing
that.
with my sons. Whenever I would go down into that spiral hellhole,
Mm-hmm.
it would be, my sons deserve a better mother
Mm-hmm.
than me.
Yeah.
And I need to give them a better person.
Yeah.
Not, I need to be a better person.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
they need someone else that can handle this. It's not me. And it took a lot out of me to be kind of like bring myself back into that.
Yes.
And I think it was, I mean, it's kind of fucked up, but I think it was the distance. I think I really had to just separate myself a bit, because it wasn't,
from the noise?
yes, because it wasn't, I couldn't, I knew I could do it, but I wasn't given the tools at any point. And so then it's like, well, how can I ask someone to fix my car and they don't even know what a screwdriver is? That's nuts. So let me not do that. I have to be very careful of being mindful of the messenger.
And the dismissal and the minimizing, right? All these different levels of
Yeah.
gaslighting that I feel, that women unfortunately do to each other.
Yes.
And then other people just perpetuate it even more. Like, as a mom, you're supposed to lose all the baby weight. You're supposed to go back to being sexy again. You're supposed to be desirable for your, your man again, or your partner.
Have
again.
the sex drive. Go out. Enjoy your time.
Be able to work out.
Be
do
giving.
self-care. Make sure you sleep. Is your skin on point?
Are you doing your Pilates?
Oh, yeah. It's my Mitch.
It's just think. And it's like, and also, and like you were saying before, like, did I give my kid the proper nutrition? Am I making these things by hand? Am I doing this dinner every night? It's just like,
are they getting their nutrition versus am I boiling and grinding the organic shit by myself? It's, we're in two different books.
100%.
And I want people to recognize the privilege of those who are in a position to have the time, the space, the energy to provide all of that.
Yeah.
Because I also have people in my life who are doing those things and feeling and trying to work at the same time and feeling like I can't ever. And then they have autoimmune disorders. And their bodies are shutting down. Hello. That's what happened to me. My body just kept giving out because I kept pushing myself and the goalposts just kept changing.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. As they get older, there's more to do. And so there's this, and then if you have another one, Jesus Christ, you are supposed to be like super mom at that point.
People are like, aren't you going to have another? Is it? One in college, one in high school. What makes you think I want to do this again?
No.
I was obnoxious with it the other day. My one of my sisters, I was doing her hair. She asked me to straighten. She has a lot of hair, right? She has really thick, very wiry hair. So she asked me if I could straighten and curl it like the way mine usually does. So I was like, yeah. So I'm over her doing it in the living room. And my sister-in-law was there. And so my sister here goes, we need another baby in this family. So my niece and nephew are 2 and no, she speaks in full sentences. So about 4. But you saw her. I just showed you the picture. She's 4, I think, and he's 6 or 7. Right? Handful still. And I know she had contemplated it. She was like, how amazing would it be for us to be pregnant together? And my obnoxious ass, right? I was wearing a sari. So, it's like the skirt, the blouse, and then the thing that goes over like this. I lifted it up. Muslim household, by the way. Of course
you would.
You don't do this shit, okay? You don't do this shit. And then, of course, my tattoos are on display too.
Yeah, just wide open.
And I was like, do you see this? This was hard work. I'm not trying to ruin this again. No. The answer is no.
No.
And the reason I was so obnoxious with it is because I didn't have the bandwidth to justify why I don't want to go through the process of being a mother again.
Yeah.
I'm already going to be a mother till I fucking die.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because, and I choose to be, I want to be.
Yes.
You know, if they will allow me to be there,
Mm-hmm.
wonderful. But if I just say, no, I don't want another child, it's not accepted.
Yeah. No, not at all.
What do you mean?
It's always
I'm
that.
like, I'm too old for this shit. You're only in your 40s. Precisely. Geriatric ass over here. Geriatric pregnancies. What do you mean? Why are you still pushing like that? No one respects that boundary. So
no,
I am obnoxious and I stun them into probably a fear response. They're like, oh my God, what's she doing?
Yeah.
Right? So they'll stop talking.
Yeah. Just leave me alone. Just leave me the fuck alone, actually.
And then I was like, no. The next baby's going to come from her if she wants it. She was like,
100%.
Oh, I don't know if I can do this again. I was like, I understand that. And it's like, hello, modeling. This is what it looks like. If someone says, I don't know if I want to do this again, you just say, I can understand that.
Yeah, and move on.
You leave it alone.
Versus, well, why not? Children are this. And then it's still, there's this guilt trip, I guess, of like the fact that you don't want to continue to. So there's this other piece of it that's about this sacrificial deal that has been, I think that's more of the narrative, I think, in my world, in my circle, of this sacrifice. And so it's you give up going out, you give up talking to friends and all these different things because you have a kid. So your life now is like all about your kid. And then I'm thinking,
which is not the same as your child is your priority.
Right. Not the same at all. No, it's literally like you do not go out because you have a child. And but then I would be like anyone else, because as humans, you have to have interaction, you have to socialize, you have to have connection. So you're going to go psychotic otherwise. So here I am, burnt beyond burnt, and I can't go anywhere. So I'm just like, I feel be so depressed. Like I don't know what else to do here, because I need to get out of this fucking space. And I even said, I was like,
if there's another parent in the future, why do you not get to have a social life?
Because, and then it's like the responsibility is still all on you.
Right.
And it's like, why though? And then even with that, it becomes, well, just give it to the dad. Well, bitch, you just said I have to do all of these goddamn things. So passing it off, the fact that you even name it that means that it's not his responsibility. Right. like it's not a shared thing here. Becomes the narrative. It becomes the understanding. So no, and then of course my hyper independent self, I don't hear that. Because immediately, what can I do? It's just
and the
this
double standard. Again, I'm gonna start itching.
Oh, girl, so bad.
The double standards. I remember I was getting really, really frustrated because I have a toddler and a newborn at home, and the other party was going to places, going out, not all the time. It wasn't like it's an every night kind of thing. I'm not saying that. Yeah. But I was upset because my comment to this person was, you're out at 3 a.m. With a group of people, and you're at a restaurant. Okay, after the fights. Okay. Who would look at you and think that you have a wife and children waiting for you at home? Who would think that? Right. Because that's how it's feeling right now. Is that you get to do these things with no care that you're going to stroll in that late at night while I'm over here trying to manage both. Yeah. And I had made the mistake of saying this to my family. And because it's always like, why are you so angry? Again, anger is my go-to emotion. It's what keeps me safe, right? It's what hides the hurt. It's what hides the unworthiness. It's what hides the guilt. It's what hides the shame. All of the things, right? The quiet voice that's not allowed to speak. Yeah. So if anger is the representative that shows up for me. So all I've heard my whole life is, you're so angry, you're so angry, you're so angry. No one bothered to ask why. Right? So when I did give the example, well, a man gets to go out and like release some steam. And da, da, da. I was like, okay, so when do I get to do that?
Yeah. Also release what steam?
And then the comment was, you're the mother, you don't.
Mm.
So that's something that's all like because the children depend on you. Why don't they depend on?
There's two of us in here.
Or the comment about I'll help out. Who? Help out who? As if you're a guest here. You are not a guest.
Yeah. It's a shared responsibility.
It's a shared existence. So either you share the existence or you can bye bye. There is no helping me out. When I still see this in a lot of my clients, my friends I don't, because my friends have become feral like I have at this point, right? And we're just like,
yeah,
absolutely not. Why are you here, right? If you're not going to also be just as present,
yeah,
then you don't need. Why are you here? Answer that question. So my friends are feral, like I am, thankfully. But I see this with my clients. They're like, no, no, no. He helps out. He helps out when he gets home. He helps out on the weekends. I'm like, who the fuck is helping out? Do you help out?
You do.
No, you're just the do. I do. I am. Right? Period. And then the kids learn that. And so even with mine, they come to me with everything.
Yeah.
Right? Homie will be sitting right next to me. And they'll still come. And I've gotten to a point where I will look at my kids and I'm just like, and they're like, whatever, whichever one. Can one of you guys?
Yes.
Right? And of course he's like, yeah, I will. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But even my children are, conditioned.
Yes.
Because they knew that if they came to me, the need will be met.
Yeah.
If they went to the other, not my partner now, but just if they went to whomever else, it's who knows what the fucking chances are. Right? We have no idea what the chances are going to be. So let's just go to the safe one.
Yeah.
We know we're going to get the shit taken care of. And it's a need typically, right? Like what they can't do for themselves.
I think that's a part of that doing piece. I think as mom, because we do have that pressure, it's like we have to then. It almost it's maybe like becomes a nature response. Like, okay, I have to do this. You asked, I have to do this for you, and I have to do it like right now, or in this type of like timely fashion. There isn't even a time where we really take a moment to think, do I have the capacity to do? There's this kind of constant I am supposed to do this thing, so this is just what it is. There is no real thought into, do I have it in me? By the time we get there, we're hunched over.
Well, and I teach moms now what it took me multiple trips to the ER to learn is we can ask our kids, can I do this once? Or just say, I will do this once. There was a time where I came home, picked them up, it was 3:00. I haven't had lunch yet. For whatever stupid reason, I didn't just get it on the way like I normally would. Let me just pick them up, and then when I get home, and they're like, ooh, are we going to do the slip and slide? Yes, we are. My food is sitting right here.
Yep.
I did get around to heating it up. And they were like, okay. I was like, yeah, get it all set up, and then we'll go do it outside. And then I sit down, and they're like, oh, the water's not turned on, because the actual water was not on, right, from the winter. So then I leave the food, and I go do that, and then come back down. They're like, oh, the pump's not working. By now it's 4:00. My food is still sitting there. Last time I ate anything was 7 a.m. And it was a protein shake. And I remember this day because I tripped and I fell because my sugar had dropped so low that I would pass out. For what?
Yeah.
For slip and slide?
Yeah. That you're going to get to, but I need to do this first.
But here's the sad part. The consequence had to be so significant to be like, I'm going to leave my kids with trauma that they see their mother die in front of their face. They don't know what to do. They eventually call the cops or whatever, and then the ambulance comes, and then mommy's been dead in front of your face for however many long. For you to just take care of yourself. Don't traumatize your children. Take care of yourself instead.
Yeah, well, the message there becomes you're doing everything that you can for the kids, so the kids will receive that as, oh, mom did everything she could.
That's love.
Yeah, and that right there. So then, of course, when you go into other relationships, you're continuing to sacrifice yourself because here you are,
Because then
same
that just
pattern.
becomes a habit.
Yes. So then you're there, and it's like, man. So it's also interesting to me because I like to learn about people, obviously, and my family are people that I've always been very curious about. So over the years, I'm always asking questions and whatever. And I learned that obviously generations before me, but learned that one of my family members struggled with depression so much that she was not able to care for her kids. She had to have family come in and get the kids. The kids live with them, and she did herself the other. And it's like, of course, in them times, my depression was not a thing, right? And Jesus knows postpartum was nowhere near. And so when I hear certain things like, oh, I don't know, I can't relate to postpartum, I didn't have that. Or you should be able to just do X, Y, and Z.
Push through.
Just push through. And I'm thinking like, in my family, I'm like, either y'all are in denial about this or y'all don't know about this, but either way, this did not just start with me. This has been going on apparently for generations, and obviously before her too. But to ignore that and to act like you should just be able to just get through that.
Yeah, but
No.
society's so different now, right? Like when my daddy, my grandmother, had her too many children.
Yes.
5. Which is nothing compared to some other ones, have like 10 children or whatever. We were literally like, or even forget my grandmother, right? Just my dad. I told you I grew up in a household with my uncles, their wives, their kids, and me and my grandparents. Because that's how it was back then.
Yeah.
Or we had compounds, right? Like family compounds. And it's in my culture, but it was like that. We had villages, right? So we had these villages where all the kids like, bye, go outside, right? All the kids get together, all the women get together, all the men get together, right? And then they do whatever needs to be done together, right? It's still a shared load.
Yes.
We don't have that anymore.
No.
Which I'm going to go on a rant right now. Sorry, but that doesn't mean we then give up our rights as women and go back to just staying at home so that we can have our community. Not my point. Because that's the whole trad wife thing now. Well, because you don't have community, that's why it's harder for you, and you're trying to balance everything. That doesn't mean you get to take my choice away. It's not what we're saying.
No.
The ones who have the privilege to do so, great, do it. It's fantastic. I used to do that when I came home from work, right? Like everyone in our neighborhood, we would all get together and we'd have like afternoon tea time or coffee time while they were like, please fucking go. Kids get all your energy out before dinner time.
Yes.
Right? So that you can be chill during dinner and then maybe go to bed. And then we would share in our days. Right? After COVID, that went to shit. Yes. Well, a lot of people, they didn't even have that much.
Yeah.
But that's something that we had as a community here. My girlfriends and I, but we cultivated it. Right. Right. We made space for that.
Yeah.
I would have this at my house every other Saturday. And it was the women would get together, their kids would come, not come, whatever, and we would do like a business gathering together. Right? Not everybody was a business owner. Yeah. But it was just to hold each other accountable, is what we called it. But it was mostly just to give each other support and love and empathy and understanding. Yeah. Because we weren't getting it anywhere else. Yeah. And that also did stop during COVID. We were petrified. And then we never got back into it. So I see this huge rise in, and there's plenty of studies out there. I don't even need to cite them. You guys can Google it. Google Scholar, please. Of loneliness, right? And they're like, the male loneliness epidemic, it's just a loneliness. It's not just male. It's loneliness. People are not connecting. People are not making time for one another. No. And it's because life has become insurmountably more
demanding.
So demanding. Because we haven't had a chance to recover from COVID. Yeah. I mean, you know this. I met you during COVID, right? Yeah. I was renovating an office, working full time. My kids were schooling full time at home. So there was times when I'm crying, both kids are crying. One's crying because the Wi-Fi gave out. I'm crying because I don't understand this fucking algebra problem that you're wanting from me. because it's not the way I did it.
Yes.
And then the kid is frustrated because he's like, I don't know what numbers you're doing, but we do pictures or something
Mm-hmm.
or dots. And I was like, ah. And there was no one on the other end to take that responsibility off of my hands.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the job of like 5 fucking people,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't had the time off
Yeah.
to come down from that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not just me, that's everyone.
Yes, and I think that's why we kind of carry it on. Where even if we go on vacation without the kids, we're still in this kind of gotta do thing.
And I think everyone's tired, and we're too tired. Like we were talking earlier, I was like, I kind of want to go dancing tonight. And tonight would be a great night. It's a full moon. I'm gonna go dancing, da da da. And I'm like, but I'm tired.
Yes.
I'm tired because I've had these podcasts today, and then I need to do this, and then I need to do that, and then I have dinner plans with someone else, and then I would have to drop off my son, and then drive to Midtown, right? And
by the time I do all that, I don't want to do it.
When before I used to, because again, we didn't have this traumatic point in life that we haven't had a chance to heal from yet.
Yeah. And I think the part of it for me is still also working through a lot of those negative narratives that you are to take your kid is first and then your leisures are after. But children they require so much and they are so needy. You will never be able to do the kid and then be able to have your time because they are always going to have this need for you. You might have a little bit more time as they get older, which is what I was also told of like maybe when they get in like elementary school, you can start. I'm like, so I'm supposed to wait
6 years,
all them years before I can start to like make sense of myself
when
again.
you have someone in your life, that's the part I keep coming back to. You have someone else in your life. This is not, you're not a single mom.
Right.
And that was a big part for me is I'm acting like a single mom when I'm not.
Yes. Yeah. But again, the conversations are as always as if we are single.
Yes.
Doesn't matter. It can be the husband can be right where with you on the couch and the conversation is straight to you.
Yep.
And it's just like, well, this is a unit here and we're all going to be doing the thing. And so then you have those moments of resentment towards your partner because why do you get to go out instead of just being like, hey, I'm going to do this thing right here. But then also, then now I feel guilty because I'm not doing my part as the mom.
Right.
So then even right now, I have moments where I'm like, man, she's in school. Okay, so if I pick her up at this time, we only really get about 3 hours or so of just like our time, and I'm tired, and I feel guilty with that. I'm like, damn, I can't even give my girl 3 hours. Like, what the fuck? But then I have to remember to myself, you only have so much that you can fucking do. Like you're busy and you're doing shit as well. So like, no, some days we don't have it, and I have to really think back where I'm thinking, and that aspect too of like this change in community kind of space and what that really looks like now. But I think even the people that you thought you could rely on, and when they show to be something else, it's like, okay, well now I really can't ask for anybody to do anything, even if it is my partner, because if this is not here, I damn sure can't test that because I don't. This is the last thing. This is my not last option, but this is like my last token.
And and I want to make sure that everybody understands that this is not like, yes, we're talking about the pressures of being a mom. I have seen the same thing play out with dads.
Yeah.
Not a lot. But I do have a handful of dads that I know who are like me. Where yes, the mother carried the child, delivered the child, and then afterwards was just like, tag, you're it.
Yeah, you got it, bro.
And those men are feeling that same pressure of, I have to provide for the family. I'm the main breadwinner of the house, but then I also have to make sure I get the kids to go wherever they need to go. I then also need to make sure that they're fed. I also need to make sure I had one client tell me, he's like, I don't trust her. I don't trust leaving my daughter with her. Yeah. Because I was like, well, she's going out of town. Can't they go together? Because I did that shit all the time.
Yes.
Like and he was like, I don't trust that my daughter would be safe or taken care of. And I had to take a beat to be like, you're right, and I'm sorry, right? Of my bias, that just because there's a mom in the picture, it means that
they can do
you're
that
not
too.
the one that's. So the problem here, what I'm trying to say is the feeling of being alone when you're in a relationship as the main caregiver.
Yeah.
For your children.
And again, is that a placed roadblock, or is it just an illusion? Because it really, sometimes it really is like that illusion of, I'm really not here alone. I can't do this. I can get this support in this way. But by doing that, does that mean that I am incapable? If I have to ask, if I have to say, yes, you can do this, or, whatever, they come to, hey, I'm going to do this. If I relinquish this level of like control, doesn't mean I'm just incapable of doing it, because to a degree, that's where it was for me.
Why do you have the need for control at all?
Because I chose to have this kid. Hello. It's my responsibility. So I have to do all things kid wise.
So I wonder if you are in a relationship where that person didn't wait for you to tell them what was needed or to ask for help. If it was a partnership from the get-go, that you, because then trust would already be established.
Right.
That you wouldn't have as much of this pressure to, I have to always do.
I don't know, because it's still, because even when it's done, like for me personally, even when that happens, I would find myself being like, oh yeah, you can, but
But has it always been consistent though?
I don't know. I have to think about it.
Because I know people, and this is infantilizing them. This is so disrespectful for me to say, and I know that it's so disrespectful. But I'm like, when I see a partnership, I'm like, I'm so proud of you. Why the fuck am I proud of them? This is what's expected. But because there's such a lack of partnerships, like actual true partnerships, right? When in a long-term committed relationship, or even forget with children, right? But when I see a partnership, I'm like, I'm so proud of you guys. Which again is disrespectful because I'm infantilizing them. But I am so proud because I'm like, it exists. It's possible. It's that feigned incompetence and weaponized incompetence that creates these power dynamics. Right?
Yes,
if you fuck it up, I'm not going to trust you with this baby. All you got to do that is show me once that you can't manage it. And I'm not going to, with my wounds, with my childhood wounds especially, I am not going to put anybody in a position to harm my babies.
Right.
Right? Even if it's not even true physical harm. But you didn't pack the milk. You didn't pack the milk.
Yeah.
And the baby's screaming its head off, but you're at the gym. And the baby's in the daycare screaming its head off. When I get there, I can hear my child crying from outside. So I like haul ass to the daycare. They're like, I'm sorry, there's no milk, and I think he's really, really hungry. How many other times do you think I'm going to let him before I rearrange my entire schedule to make sure that that never happens to my child?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I feel like it's that feigned incompetence, because it's not incompetence. You wouldn't do that to other things or other people. But I think that they do this to where then like.
I think because men are given more leeway. I wouldn't even.
Can you imagine if a mom did that?
Yeah, I think men are just given more leeway.
The judgment.
So I don't even think it's a question. Because like I think for me in my life, having it consistently like seen in my life, no. But I think it's like because I've taken on such a responsibility, whether I ask my partner or he comes to me with it, my understanding is you have to do this regardless. But men are not given the same type of weight because you did not choose to have this kid. Like it's the line is so thin, but it's there. And so at that time, and it's like, well, you forgot the milk. Society. Yes, for sure, society. You forgot the milk. Oh, well, dads. Biology. And then it goes back.
Right, it's just dismissed.
Yeah, I mean, and then, but if you as mom forget the milk, you're 100% responsible right then and there. So there is that gap. And then again, that's that still added pressure of, I can't mess up.
And that's what I mean by like I'm being disrespectful by infantilizing the people who are being true partners because that's my patriarchy
Mm-hmm.
conditioning coming out and being like, oh my God, this is great, good for you, instead of like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, this is what it should be,
Yeah.
right? And not celebrating it.
Yeah.
So again, it's that, you know, the other person helps out, right? Excuse me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're doing the thing as they're supposed to be doing it.
But I do believe that obviously we walk into motherhood and parenthood with all of our childhood wounds being
Mm-hmm.
ripped wide open again,
Oh my God, yeah.
and how you show up with this baby.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think if the scales were balanced from the beginning, those are the ones where I see where one person doesn't have to ask the other to step up.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting kind of take. I guess it's when those times come to it. I don't know. We just don't see them often. We don't talk about it often. But I don't think we see it often either. I
See,
don't
I
think
was
it's
telling a
something.
client yesterday, I was just like, you know, as far as gender roles go, provider go, I would love it if I had a partner, if I earned more and then I had a baby
Mm-hmm.
that decided to be a stay at home dad. I would fucking love that. Are you kidding me?
Mm,
That would be amazing. And my client was like, you would? It's like, yes. Unless I'm choosing to be the one. But if
mm-hmm.
there's, you know, like, why is that so frowned upon that a father wants to be there?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's expected from the mother.
Yes.
Why is it ridiculed when a father wants to be a stay at home dad?
Yeah,
You
because
are providing because then it just goes to show you again, society doesn't put any value on the stay at home moms.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why they need to shame the men who do it
Mm-hmm.
as, you know,
Mm-hmm. You're
not
doing
being the man
women's
of the
work.
house, you don't have
Mm-hmm.
enough balls, blah blah blah, all this toxic masculinity bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm like, why? That's beautiful,
Yeah.
right? You're letting your wife thrive and shine in what she does best,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're going to be the one to be there and support the
Yeah.
household, the family,
Right.
so she can do what she is doing. Why is that? Because it's expected for a woman to do that.
Yes.
So why is it not then also expected? Well, between the two of us, I make more money, so it would make more sense for me to keep working, and then you
Mm-hmm.
take care of the baby
Mm-hmm.
if that's what they're willing to do.
Yeah.
Just like a woman has to be willing and choose to stay at home.
Yeah. There isn't like you just gonna manipulate it into it happening in that way.
Shamed into.
Yeah.
Shamed into.
Very much. Oh my gosh. Even with that. So when it comes to you doing certain things as well, choosing yourself. So going out to dinner with friends, whether you want to separate from your partner or divorce, it's like you gotta do this. If you do anything other than, then you're like a bad parent. Because think about how the kid's gonna suffer if you continue to go out or if you decide to leave your partner. Think about how this is going to affect the kid. And it's like the kid is actually gonna be worse if we stay. If I stay in the state that I'm in, excuse me, dealing with
The resentment, the bitterness,
yes.
the biting words, the silence that you can cut with a knife,
Mm-hmm.
right? The physical distance that they witness.
Yes.
You're then creating the version of what love is supposed to look like for them.
Yeah,
So love
that's
is just be bitter
severe
and
disservice.
quiet and not
Yeah.
be curious about the other person, not have intimacy, not have physical affection,
Mm-hmm.
all the things that you can tangibly feel in the air,
Yeah.
right? So
You
how
gotta
is
do it.
that okay?
Mm-hmm. You have to do the thing.
Because the
And
only time it's acceptable is if there's physical abuse.
yeah, it has to be extreme.
But why?
It has to be extreme. And again, I think that's a part of that generational thing of, well, we stayed no matter what was going on. And it's like, well, we don't have to do that anymore. I don't know what time life was back then, but I can tell you now, we don't have to do that anymore. So like, can we not continue to subject ourselves to living in that way? But no, I think it's still, and that's why I said too, a lot of the societal narratives is kind of moving still having to, I should say, kind of flush out old narratives and generational
Yes.
narratives because of that. But I think it is that of patriarchy being there, and your men have expectations and women have expectations. But when it comes to children, the woman expectation is like her whole identity is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you, especially when I work with my clients, giving them, it's kind of funny to kind of see it, almost kind of sad, because I've also been there as well, where it's like you do have different hats. You have your self hat, you have your mom hat, you have your friend hat. You do have different hats. You don't just have one hat now just because you have a kid. But again, that understanding or that spoken thing is, this is your only role, is to be the mom. So whatever you do, no, you cannot go out anymore. You can't have a drink anymore. You can't wear these heels anymore. Like, all of these things just have to totally change about who you are, because now you are a mom. But in reality, that's going to make you much worse, because you've already lost yourself. And then you have this enmeshment, then it's codependent. It's just very disgusting, very nasty. So you have to have a level of autonomy, but it does help the kid as well, because for one, they get to see you be yourself, and two, it helps them to know that there are different versions, there are different things out here in life that you can be. You don't have to just do this one linear thing, no matter what's going on, no matter how much you're hurting from it. You can kind of spread this out a little bit. So I think, as that's why I say some of it is still things that I'm even still working through a lot of. How real is this for me? Does this really pertain to me? Is this person projecting on me? Um, because I do get a lot of that, like, I didn't get a break, so you don't need a break. You can get through it.
Or even, why are you so tired?
Yes, why are you so tired? You get that a lot too. But then again, when you are at that extreme, then it's, well, try to take a nap.
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
My witch's cackle.
Yeah. Or it's, you should go and do this, or you should go and do that. Well, literally yesterday, you just said that I couldn't do that, because now that I have a kid, I made this choice. So I have to do this over here now, not anything over here to do with me at all.
And I
So,
think you're right. I do believe it's projection. They didn't have a lot of people didn't have the privilege of being able to leave their kid with someone to be able to go have
yes,
the
but like, so what is that, jealousy?
yes.
So now, so you're upset because I can, and you didn't or couldn't?
Yes, so how dare
Okay.
you?
Hmm.
But not even in a malicious how dare you. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just so, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, they can't comprehend it.
Yeah.
And I do think it's very common in immigrant families. I'm sure it is in other families as well, but I, being the
Yeah.
daughter of an immigrant,
Yeah.
like, I do think because their whole thing of coming here to this new country, having to build
Making
a
it.
whole life here,
Mm-hmm.
right?
With
We don't know
nothing.
anybody. We have
Mm-hmm.
nothing. There is
Mm-hmm.
no community. And to build all of that, which my family has huge ties with our community
Mm-hmm.
now, and it's hilarious because I want nothing to do with it. But I want my own community,
Yeah.
right? Because I'm so different from my, traditional
Yeah.
community, because I'm a different human being with the way I see the world and everything, and it's not always accepted.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have that now, but they didn't in the beginning. And
Yeah.
the whole thing was just survival. So
Yeah.
you've got these kids, and you have to work, and then you have to make ends meet. So there was no, I get to take a break, because they were in survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
And so they expect you then to also, but it's like, so you're miserable, and then you want me to be as well. I thought the
Mm-hmm.
whole point of this whole journey was that you get to have a better life than the one that I
Right.
did.
Right.
And I don't think a lot of the people have that awareness.
No.
It's just, but I never did. So why
Mm-hmm.
are you?
Mm-hmm.
I sucked it up and kept it going.
Mm-hmm.
So why can't you?
Yeah. And then it's like, did you really though? Because that shit still came out pretty ridiculous. So you might not have been crying every day, but instead cussing me out is like, what an alternative. It was still pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
So like, nah. And again,
But
doing
healthy
things
coping skills,
right.
right? Versus unhealthy ones that traumatize your children.
Right. Still have to do things differently in that way. So I think kind of finding a bit of that. And even I've had clients that were pregnant during the time, and they would be like, I don't feel this sense of like excitement. Like I'm grateful to be here,
Yeah.
but it's also just like, what if it's this? What if it's that? I just feel this and that. And it's so much pressure to just be, this is the greatest moment of my fucking life, even though I can't walk, or I've developed this disease, or I have more pain than I've ever had in my life, even though I'm experiencing these adverse effects. Greatest time of my life forever and ever. And it's like, no, that's okay. Even the other day, I had someone come to me that, like, they had one, did not have a good pregnancy. And they were like, I don't want to do it again. And the first thing she said was, is that bad? Is that bad that I don't want to do it again? And I was like, what the fuck are you asking me that for? It's your body. It's your goddamn choice.
But look at what's going on with the lots of choice words in my head, just going bing, 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 bing. Look at what's happening with our political climate at the moment.
Yes. That was a good save.
Because
yeah.
you saw the wild eyes.
That was a good save.
When you're gonna get, what is it, $3,000 if you decide to have another kid?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for the $20,000 hospital bill that I'm gonna get, or the how much does it cost now? They say cost? How much does it cost to raise a child? I saw the numbers, and it was ridiculous.
Pretty intense.
Per child, I think it's like 100 and.
I know it's over 100,000 a year,
that, right? For what you need to do, so both parents need to work for daycare, for this, for that, whatever. But yes, go ahead and feel bad that you don't want another one.
Yes, because that's what you're here to do.
Or I know I get the weird looks where I'm just like, no, after my kids go to college, I get to live my life because I haven't been able to. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Yes. Every choice I've made.
What are you going to do differently so much that you couldn't do with them? What the fuck?
I'm leaving the country. That's what I'm doing. I've been stuck in this state specifically because of my children.
And even with that, y'all know that though, because y'all told me I had to do this thing this way. So now that I don't have to do it anymore and I can live my own life, you're still looking at me like, oh my God. Well, goddamn it, when do I get to be myself? Never? Just because I had this job?
That's what I was told. Yeah.
That is it.
But then they're going to be, getting married, and they're going to be having they're going to have their whole life.
Yes.
They're going to have a life then.
Yeah. Also, what does that mean? I can't come if they get married? I'll never meet their spouse because I'm somewhere else and they're dating and they're like, what does that have to do? And again, are you looking for enmeshment?
Yes, though.
Okay.
Culturally, yes.
Yeah.
In my culture, yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
you cannot just like be over here, over here, over here. You have to be in this basket with this kid for the rest of your life. And then when they're ready to go out and see the world, you have to be like, that's okay. I'm still on you.
I asked my eldest, I was like, because I had a client that wasn't understanding what I was saying. And then at the end of it, he was like, okay, I understand it like in my head. I was like, yes. First, we need to just work on, does this make sense in theory? But the comment was, my kids don't owe me anything. Right? And then my client was like, yeah, they do.
Okay. That's another one. Like, that's a part 3.
Yeah. But I think that's where all of this stems from. Right? We get to lose ourselves and be so much in their faces that then they have to then love us back. I mean, we are perpetuating codependency. Yeah. Right? Just your worth is based on what I was able to give or not. And then if you don't give that back, then I'm not loved.
I didn't do well enough. I was not sufficient. I wasn't a good parent. So all those things.
So I asked my son, I was just like, do you feel like you owe me anything? He's like, yeah, money. What? He's like, yeah, money. I was like, I taught you this? Yeah. Right? Like, and you could hear my voice went up by an octave, and it's doing it now because I was just like, I failed as a mother. Right? And then I was like, that's what I taught you? And he was like, not you specifically. No, you've never said anything like that. I was like, so why do you feel like you owe me anything? Because you do not. If that hasn't been communicated before, you don't owe me anything. Yeah. And then he's like, but I mean, like money. And I was like, what money?
Hmm.
He's like, like you spent so much money on me, which I'm like, oh, so you did notice. I wonder sometimes.
100%, because you surely act like this was just free for all.
So I was like, you did notice, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, how are you supposed to owe me money? How do you keep track of what that costs? What are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, maybe not. But like, I feel like I need to take you on some vacations. And I was like, yes.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Like, that would be great.
I'll
But I
take that.
want you to do that because you want to, not because you feel like you're obligated to.
Yeah.
Because just lay me on the floor and put me out of my misery if that's what I taught my children.
Yeah.
Because fucking hell.
Yeah, it's very materialistic, and it's definitely not the deal at all.
But I have that. I carry that obligation because I was taught that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That they sacrifice for me, and therefore I need to sacrifice for them.
Yes, no matter
not
what.
Not because I want to, not because it's out of love.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's my duty.
Mm-hmm.
And I think duty breeds resentment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's unconditional.
So I was just like, God, I hope I didn't. He was like, no, none of this is from you. And I was like, all right. And then, again, my childhood therapist, what are you going to do? He's like, I know where this is coming from. I know who made me feel this way. I know why I feel this way. He's like, no, I don't feel like you are keeping tabs. Because I'm like, because that's what it sounded like. He was like, no, I was like, know that you don't owe me jack shit. I chose this life.
Yeah.
Which is a different version of what you were saying when you started off. Like, well, I chose this life, so I have this, which is kind of like this defeatist kind of thing.
Yeah.
And my stance is like, no, I chose to have you. I chose to spend the money on you. I chose to give you these experiences. That has nothing. You didn't ask to be here.
Yeah.
So why would I lord it over your head? Right?
Yeah.
Like, if you're in my life after you no longer have to be, that's a blessing for me. It's not an expectation.
That's definitely by choice.
Right? I was like, I hope you call me.
Yeah.
Like you do now. I hope you talk to me about this girl that you see, or this dumb fuck in your class, or the professor. Oh my God, this professor. I hope I still get these stories. I hope I get to be invited as a witness to your life still. But that's all I'm entitled to. Right?
Yeah.
And I think there's so many parents that will disagree with me.
Yes. Oh my God. I already know a few.
But I think that's because instead of I'm choosing to give this to you, it's I have to give this to you, so that guilt and pressure turned into resentment towards that child.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Excuse me. I don't know what it is. I guess outcome wise for my mom, but her number one word is sacrifice. Everything is a sacrifice. I sacrifice this. I sacrifice that. I sacrifice this. And I'm just like, man.
I guess it depends on what that means for the person,
that's
right?
really miserable.
Right. Because I will say the same. I've sacrificed my entire existence for my children. Because I did. Right? You know what these scars look like. Of just trying to have them, for one. And everything else I've endured.
Yeah, after.
Since then. I have sacrificed my entire existence for them. But it's not something for them to feel bad about. Again, I chose that. I willingly chose that because that's what I wanted to give them. I wanted to give them something completely different.
Yeah.
Right? I wanted them to have a perspective that's completely different. I want them to have a relationship with me that's completely different. Right? So, yes, I did.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of things I had to give up in order to do that. But the first half of it was toxic. The first half was guilt trip every time I would try to go do anything for myself. Right? And then now I don't. Then the ones that were in my life making that happen were no longer in my life. And then good luck to anyone who shows up now trying to do that shit because I won't tolerate it.
Yeah.
So now, even though I can say, like, yeah, I'm still sacrificing my life for them, right? But I didn't disappear in the process.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
Right? Not letting yourself disappear while in the process of being mom.
Yeah. My dad was that person that gave me that permission to do that. He was very much like, you can go and do this thing. You can go and do that thing. And maybe he was just obsessed with it was like his first grandkid, whatever, but
or maybe
he was
you knew
always, yes. And I think because my dad was that parent that was like, it was so funny. I don't even know if my mom recognizes the impact of what she said, but my dad has always wanted children. My mom never wanted children. But so my dad was always open to whatever. Like however many kids he can get, he's like excited. And so my experience I think with my dad was very much like you need to learn how to navigate this world out here. Yeah, you're gonna have children. There's things that you need to do to be responsible as a parent.
Yes.
But also like you can live your life, you can go find some friends, go do something this. I have your kid, da 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 da. And he would be like, I know you're panicking, but she's okay, and da da da. And in my head, I'm not panicking about her safety. I'm panicking about what I look like. I'm not worried about her because I know my dad is like whatever the fuck, like whatever. But my own internal panic was I'm such a bad mom because like I'm dumping my kid off
Right.
to my dad
Right.
slash her granddad
Right.
to spend time with so that I can go do this. So am I really making this? Am I making up an excuse? I mean just like and it was like so much for a little bit. And then I just kind of reached a point where I'm like, well, girl, you can't do it all. So you need to take care of yourself. You're gonna need some support.
Allow yourself to be human.
Yes. Like it's just going to be there. It's like you said, at this point, both parents have to be working. It's not a deal where somebody can just take off of work and just be home so that you can go do this thing or they can go do that thing. No, if you have the support that is available, utilize that support, especially if they want to do it. Right. And that was very hard for me to believe that, like, which sounds really fucking crazy. It was really hard for me to believe that my dad actually wanted to do it because not his lesson, but just the lessons I've heard and learned just through life was just this is all on you. You have to just figure this out. I'm not going to be doing da 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 da. So for me to
and your childhood wounds.
Yes,
I don't want my child to feel this way.
Yeah, for sure.
Me.
So
that
then
was mine too.
Feeling very guilty of like I need to go get my hair done, but like my schedule is this, her dad's schedule is that. I don't know how we're gonna do this and that. And I'm like, I can't never cross my mind to ask my dad because I'm like, it's hair. It's not important. It's not an emergency.
Yeah.
Right. But it is important and it is necessary. And so I think I've definitely had to learn the difference between doing things for yourself and just kind of being frivolous or reckless or whatever. And I think being honest with myself too, I've never been a reckless person. Right. I've never been a wasteful person either. So for me to do that, it's like, okay, cool. I can kind of navigate that. So now even like my stepmom would be like, oh, we kind of want to hang out. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So it's come a long way for me in a short amount of time, I guess, but it's come a long way for me because I really had to really fight through those internal thoughts and really had to fight through that um a expectation of what it's supposed to look like and what I'm supposed to do. But then I realized I'm either going to lose my mind and my kid is going to suffer, or I just do things differently.
My girlfriend from last night, we were giggling about something. Who knows what? Oh, I know what. Dysfunctional relationships. And how like I'm like, yeah, yay blueprint.
Yeah.
And she was like, you know what? That needs to go on a fucking shirt. Not like yay, like toss the blueprint.
Yeah.
Fuck the blueprint. I was like, fuck the blueprint. We were a little too,
yeah,
out there last night. But yeah, fuck the blueprint.
Yeah.
Right. Figure out what it is, what it looks like, why it looks like that. Why you're still following the shoulds.
Oh my God, that's very important.
And then just say fuck the blueprint.
Yeah, because it's probably not even relevant. It's probably not. It's probably not even relevant, and we're just following it because that's just what we know to do.
Conditioning.
Yeah.
Learn your conditionings.
Yeah, very much so. And unlearn the things, learn new things, allow people to be a part of the space that you're in. And not everything that you hear is true. So just give that a little bit of room there also. Yeah.
You too.
I know, I am actually this weekend.
And me.
Yes, for sure. My gosh,
Excuse me.
so bad, so
Welcome to
bad.
the segment right
Wow, oh, that's it. Part 5. But very much so.
Thank you guys for
Yes.
being here with us and navigating all of, just navigating life.
Yeah,
Together.
getting it through. Thanks.